Welcome back to our Ask the Expert. Joel's joining us from K3C Credit Counseling. 789-6559, extension 2803 is the number. You can find us on Facebook, on Twitter, and via email. And so we were, just as we were heading into commercial break, we were thinking, okay, let's talk about the scope of the business and exactly how far-reaching it is, and then it just so happens that we actually got a call over the commercial break, I believe from Donna, who's going to be asking a question, because I do believe she's in the Peterborough area. So good. What did I say, Peterborough? I meant to say Pembroke. Yes, thank you.
Close.
Well, a little bit. No, they're not close at all. Yeah. So Donna, I believe you're on the line. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
We're good. What's your question?
My question is if it's time to make a decision to come in and meet with a counselor. I'm just wondering if you have an outreach program that travels into Renfrew County, specifically the Pembroke area.
Yeah, we've, in the past, we've been in Pembroke. We'd go maybe once a month or so. I think we're planning on going back the end of July, I believe the 24th or 26th. So if you were to call the office, I think we could probably set up a time to be in Pembroke. We have offices.
No, that's the thing. Where are offices located? Because there's it's bigger than just the Ottawa area.
Yeah, well, we have our main offices. Let's say there's 2 offices in Ottawa. We now have an office in Cornwall. We have an office in Brockville. These are offices that are staffed. We have offices in Kingston, Belleville, Oshawa. So we're pretty much across Eastern Ontario. And we make our way to Pembroke every now and again. Okay,
because there are so many of our viewers are from the from the valley, and so that
Absolutely,
area
yes.
Needs to be dealing with these issues as well. So what happens is you'll actually travel, like you'll actually have a couple of the counselors travel and have.
We have an office set up there, and that we can use, and we'll meet with the client and sort of just take it from there. It's the same environment, sort of, right? You sit down, you go through your situation, talk about options, and sort of take it from there.
Well, at least that's great to know for people who are in the valley and some of our viewers to be able to call the office at least and be able to know the dates that you're planning on being out in that area, and then to hopefully then make an appointment.
Right. It's one number that you call. It's the number on 866-202-0425, and that you call that number, and then we can set you up at any of the locations that are more convenient for you.
You know, we talk about these issues and just the situation that people feel in, but for you, over the years, I mean, you've been at this a long time, have you been able to then meet with families who are now on the other end of things, who have come out of it, and who look back and say, thank goodness that we made the decision when we did, we didn't wait any longer, and now can see that their life is actually, they're on a good
That's what makes it worthwhile, isn't it? I mean, at the end of it all, when people come in, it's very uplifting, because people come in and they're sort of, unsure of the situation, and you can tell just by the way that they stand that they're not in a good place. So we sit down, we go over options. All of a sudden, it's enlightening in a sense where you say, oh, geez, I didn't know that it worked like that. I wasn't aware. So what we do is we eliminate all of the questions, right? So that people really are clear on what so that is excellent. So they leave and, oh, thank you so much, and especially if they're able to do a repayment plan or something like that, then they're feeling that, they have a fresh start and it's going to work out. And then all of a sudden, we also have to monitor that file for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, depending on the person's budget and their ability to repay that debt. And when they come in, especially at the end there, when they're like, hey, I've got like 2 payments left, and what's my balance? And it's a great feeling. Absolutely. They've paid back 100% of their debt. They've with the reduced interest and our help, they've been able to do that. They're making their last payment, and now they're debt free. I keep telling people when you come in, your balloons are going to come from the.
They should feel that. It's
spark the champagne.
Yes, a reasonably priced champagne, so you don't go back into debt. But that there is a sense that there's an end in sight, and I think that's what people need to know is that that there's a solution.
As I mentioned earlier, with the interest being charged, and you're always spinning your wheels, and you're making payments using your card, you're not really going anywhere. So this is where you say, okay, let's go on a payment plan over the next you know, and it goes by a year, 2 years, 3 years, and next thing you know, you're almost done. And we'll actually help rebuild credit when it's all said and done as well.
Well, perfect. Some great solutions. I think if you're in this situation, definitely the phone call that you need to be making. The information was listed on your screen. As we mentioned, there's different areas, lots here in the Ottawa area. They will do some outreach programs into the valley, into the outlying areas. So please give them a call. Always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you so much for having me back.